Rhonda over there. There's perfect. Come on in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good afternoon, everybody. Really appreciate you joining us. My name is Frank Haney. I'm the Winnebago County Board Chairman. And I have a few community leaders that I'm joined by today that I want to talk in a little detail about how we're going to ask them for their help going forward with some appointments from the county. After a lot of input and review and quite frankly reflection, I'm going to make the following appointments to very important community boards, of course subject to county board approval. First, my friend Cesar Sanchez is going to be appointed to the Community Action Agency Board. He will be replacing somebody I hold in very high regard, Tiana McCall, who's moved on to Rock Valley College as one of their VPs and continues to serve our community in a myriad of ways. Very proud of and thankful for Tiana's leadership and very excited, and I'll be sharing some thoughts on Cesar in just a few minutes. An appointment to the Winnebago County Housing Authority, Rhonda Greer Robinson to my right, who will be replacing board member Fred Westcott. To the Winnebago County Crime Commission, Dr. Peter Frank Williams, replacing Ken Burns, who stepped off the board a few months ago. Last but certainly not least, Paulina Siacombe, who is going to be replacing Tommy Del Santo to the Chicago Rockford International Airport. These are 4 appointments that I could not be more excited about. These appointees are highly qualified, accomplished, and high character. Each of the 4 individuals that I'm going to give a little bio on has a track record of impactful service to our community and is worthy, quite frankly, of the county board's enthusiastic support. A little bit about Cesar Sanchez, gentleman to my far right. We're going to be appointing him to the Community Action Agency Board. He currently works at Midland State Bank and serves as the Regional Community Development Relationship Manager. He specializes in business development, public relations, minority outreach, and financial literacy. Currently, Cesar serves the community in a multitude of ways as a rising up-and-coming leader in Winnebago County in the Rockford area. He's on the boards of the United Way, Home Start, and the Rockford Public Library. He was recognized as one of the Rockford Register Star's 75 people that you should know in 2018, and also was recognized by La Voz Latina and the YWCA as a community member of distinction with an award in 2015. Rhonda Greer Robinson, to my immediate right, is going to be appointed subject board approval to the Winnebago County Housing Authority, a board that has a great track record and an outstanding executive director who I have the highest esteem for. Rhonda has been an educator and a coach in District 205 since the mid-'80s. She is a leading voice in the community around increasing educational attainment and access to opportunities for underserved population within the Rockford area. Currently, Rhonda serves as the president of the local chapter of the NAACP and serves as the state association's education chair. I would just say as an aside, I had the privilege of meeting Rhonda back several years ago when I was running for the Rock Valley College Board, and I do appreciate her passion and enthusiasm for raising educational attainment in our community. Reverend Dr. Peter Frank Williams is going to be appointed to the Crime Commission, and I'm going to talk about Reverend Williams. I'm going to talk about the Crime Commission very quickly. Reverend Williams is an assistant pastor for membership and recruitment and retention at St. Luke's Missionary Baptist Church. He's an active member of a really important group in town, the Rockford Ministers Fellowship, a network of Baptist pastors in the Rockford area. Reverend Williams serves as both board secretary and education committee chairman, and also spokesman for the group. Reverend Williams also served as an active member of the Chairman's Bridge Council and was the president of the Freeport Ministerial Fellowship Alliance from 2004 to 2013. I've become friends with Reverend Williams over the last few years, introduced by County Board Member Dorothy Redd. He calls me and we have two types of conversations. He laughs and jokes, or he kind of yells at me over something, and the input and the feedback I've gotten from Reverend Williams, I've learned a lot from him, and I really respect his positions on a range of issues. Why is the Crime Commission going to elevate in importance? I talked to their board chair, Alice Uphouse, one of their longtime members, Armando Cardenas, and Reverend Williams, and I think there's a real opportunity for this citizen-led group to help connect the county to the community better going forward. And we're going to need Reverend Williams' help, Alice's help, and Armando's and the rest of the Crime Commission. We have a lot of good work and a lot of challenging work and a lot of contextual work going on in criminal justice in Winnebago County. We have a jail, a sheriff's department, state's attorney, public defender, and the courts. And it looks like the Crime Commission is very interested in hosting a couple of forums every year, not just right now, but on a regular cadence, 2-3 times a year, and invite our public safety leaders to report out to the community on what they're seeing, what their statistics are, what their data is, and connect them to the community. So we're going to need leadership groups of citizen leaders like the Crime Commission and people that are very passionate and very connected in our community like Reverend Williams to assist in an effort like that. The last, but certainly not least, is the appointment of the person to my immediate left, Paulina Siacombe, to the airport board. I don't think we need to spend any time talking about how important of an economic driver and how critical the airport is to the success of our community now and in the future. You've gotten the opportunity to meet Paulina in a number of roles, including her leadership in Transform Rockford. Currently, she works at PNC Bank and leads the Rockford market and serves clients for loans in the range of $25 million. Her strong financial background includes extensive experience in evaluating return on investment for large capital projects, when you think about what you've seen, the awesome work of the airport the last several years, they are evaluating the return on investment of very large, complex deals that involve many partners, many layers of government, and a lot of complexity. And I think her background, her financial background will really be an asset to the board. And I think her skills translate very well to the board. Currently, Paulina serves on the Goodwill of Northern Illinois Board and is the president of the Lao American Association of Northern Illinois. Previously, she served on the Northern Illinois Community Development Corporation Board, Athenian Network of Rockford, and the YWCA Board, where she was a recipient of the 2018 YWCA Northwestern Illinois Mentor Award. She was also recognized as the Rockford Chamber of Commerce as one of the 20 people you should know in 2014. The new appointees are replacing individuals who have served well on their respective boards. We thank each of the outgoing individuals for their service. In particular, I want to thank Fred Westcott for over 20 years of service to the Housing Authority Board. Over the past 3 years, Winnebago County appointees to various boards has been based on a number of factors, including the strategic needs of the entity, the skill set of the individual, and an undeniable need for our community to get new people involved in community leadership. It is critical that we continue to cultivate and support an environment that fully engages our community's strengths and differences. These latest appointments also reflect Winnebago County's commitment to increasing diversity via appointments to boards and councils over the last 3 years. These appointments include minority appointments to the Board of Review, Mental Health Board, RAVE, Crime Commission, hiring in the Chairman's Office, Office of County Clerk, Office of State's Attorney, Winnebago County Housing Authority, and the 911 ETSB Board. Inclusion of appointees who have diverse backgrounds and perspectives will continue to be important in the future. As I'm winding down my time as chairman over the next 5 or 6 months, I think it's important to point to the future that on the other side, when there's a new board and a new chairman, there's some other opportunities at appointments. They would include the Sheriff's Merit Commission, has some appointments up, the Health Department Board, Winnebago County Health Department Board, which we all know and have learned how important that particular entity is at a time of crisis with the COVID response, and the University of Illinois Extension Board, which currently has 3 county board members serving on it, and it's fundamentally important to our community. I do appreciate you coming out today. I want to thank the media for their time and attention. I'm very excited about the people. I'm excited about the work ahead. And I think there's some great work that's going to come out of these 4 boards as a result of the appointment of these 4 outstanding Rockford area citizens. With that, I'll open it up to any questions that you have for me or for the individual appointees, as I have done a horrible job of. If I get a question, I'll attempt to repeat it so everybody can hear it, and then attempt to answer it the best I can. Any questions?
Yeah, Chairman Haney, how crucial is it right now to bring in members who have such diverse backgrounds in our community?
Sure. Well, I think that, we're not, as a community, I think exactly where we need to be in inclusion. And I'll be very blunt. And again, everybody that's speaking today is speaking from their own point of view. Mine is evolving and has changed even since I've taken office as chairman, even since I served on the Rock Valley College Board. We need to do a better job. In this case, we had some folks do a very good job on current boards. This is not in any way a negative reflection, but just like, we can't have room for new leaders to emerge and to have a seat at the table if we continue to reappoint folks, even if they haven't done a bad job. And in every case, that is the case with these 4 appointments. So I say what I say respectfully, but when you look at a range of issues, national conversations, local conversations, and county-specific conversations, we have room to grow. Have we attempted to have an eye on diversity? Yes. Are we where we need to be as a county government with our employee base at the county? No. We have to improve, and I believe there's going to be some very productive discussions. One of the ideas that I heard from the Rockford Ministers Fellowship, I was speaking to a board member today about, so we're game to steal good ideas from other people if it is going to help us put the best people in the best places at a time. I would just say this to your larger question. I remain a kid who grew up in this community who sees all the good, but we also have challenges. And so, like I made the joke about Reverend Williams, we've had a range of discussions about a lot of community issues, and I am a better chairman for having built a relationship with a person like Reverend Williams. He challenges me, and sometimes vice versa. But I'm excited about the progress we made. But make no mistake, we're not done, and we haven't arrived at where we need to be. We have, and I think the discussion has started in our community that is terribly important is around our young people connecting to success. And I know that's a little off topic from this particular press conference, but the idea that we continue to see too many of our young people of a range of backgrounds, all backgrounds, not connecting to success early enough and staying on track when they are, is troubling to me, and we need to pull together and do a better job. So no, we got work to do. Yes, sir.
Can we hear from each of the candidates and what they hope to bring to the table?
Absolutely, absolutely. You want to go first, Caesar? All right, jump on in there. I'd reintroduce yourself to you.
I can take this off, right? So yeah, once again, my name is Cesar Sanchez, and I work for Midland States Bank. So I'll be joining the Community Action Board. I'm a transplant to Rockford myself. I've been living here for about 20 years. So I piggyback to the Chairman Haney's discussion on we need more young people to serve on boards and organizations. We need our community to show the we are here, we care about this community. My experience has been on various boards and organizations, but it is crucial, it is very important for young individuals to know the importance that serving on these boards need to be the reflection of the community. So appointing minorities to boards and organizations is just a reflection of the community. We're all shapes and colors, and I myself plan to bring as much knowledge to the Community Action Board, and just for my 14 years in banking experience and dealing with primarily with the Latino community, I know there are challenges out there, but I know that we could definitely do a better job at it, and I just hope to bring as much knowledge to the board as possible. So.
My name is Rhonda Greer Robinson. With this appointment, I think it would open up our community to see what's going on behind doors and making sure the information gets out to the community. It's also important, as I sit on this board, to listen to the community, see how everyone feels about different housing situation. And as the NAACP president, we have a housing chair who is Tony Turner, and he also, it would be a good connection for him to be able to elaborate on what's actually going on. Our community is growing, and now with the pandemic and with different incidents that have happened, it's going to grow and change. So I hope with the growing and changing that I can make a difference. Thank you.
You say growing and changing. I
Yes.
know it's going to be hard, before you're even approved by the board to say exactly what you want to improve, what you want to grow, what you want to change. And Caesar, maybe once these other two speak, you can add to this as well. But what do you want to see grow and change while you're serving on this commission, while you're serving in these committees?
One thing that I'm really about is the youth. I want them to have an opportunity to sit on boards, to understand what goes on at a board meeting, to have the opportunity to learn from it. And as far as the community is concerned, am I addressing the correct question?
Yes, I think specifically with the housing authority as well, I think would be good.
Yes, with the housing authority. I think it's very important and valid to the community that they know what housing is doing and what their jobs consist of. And when it comes to, let's say, for example, the projects, the housing over there, sometimes we don't know what's going on there, and I hear complaints on the other side, but I think it's time that those issues are addressed too. Any more questions?
Good afternoon. My name is Paulina Siacombe, and I'm the market executive for PNC Bank. I first would like to thank our Chairman Haney for the nomination, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve on a board that has significant impact to our region. Our airport is a great asset for our community, and I want to see that continue to grow, not just for certain industry, but for all industry and for all businesses in our community. And I hope all of our business will be able to benefit from the growth of our airport region. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Dr. Peter Frank Williams. I'm a former electrical engineer who was a preacher who made his income by being an engineer. I'm a member of the Rockford Ministers Fellowship, chairman of the Educational Subcommittee, a member of the St. Luke Baptist Church. Reverend Dr. Lewis Edward Malone is the pastor. I got my start in the civil rights area with a man by the name of Benjamin Cox, Reverend Benjamin Cox. He was one of the original Freedom Riders. And so he taught me well. I'm excited, and I thank Chairman Haney for appointing me to this board, and hopefully the board will approve me. And I believe I bring a unique perspective. As an empowered person, I've had some positive and negative experiences with police. And I think my unique perspective can help in the area of crime in the city of Rockford. Thank you.
Can you expand upon that a little bit as to what you really hope to bring light to this board and to this committee with?
Well, when I pastored in Freeport, Freeport had a lot of police officers who did not live in the city of Freeport, and they brought a Rambo perspective to policing. And I think that through the experience that I had with Mayor Gibson, with the Freeport Police Department, and even being here in Rockford now, I get almost 10 years, time flies me having fun, that I can add a unique perspective based upon what I've gone through. And I always ask myself the question, if an empowered person can go through what I've gone through, what do unempowered people go through when they meet police officers? So I think my perspective will be a great addition to what's already on the board.
And what do you hope to change? What do you hope to see grow and change while you're on this crime commission?
Well, somebody asked a question on Facebook about changing people's hearts. And I learned, being the Black Employment Program Manager as an engineer as well, preachers change people's hearts. But what we need to do is change people's behavior. And so my goal is to add regulations such that it will control the police officers' behavior on the job. There's nothing you can do about what they do at home, but while they're on the job, these are the things that you must adhere to.
Can you elaborate at all on the restrictions or regulations? You said that you would want to have regulations.
Well, just a simple thing that you cannot choke people. You cannot put your knee on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That you can't just be stopping people and just because you can. I asked myself a question as I watched Chauvin with his knee on the neck of George Floyd. What was he thinking? Cameras rolling, videos rolling, and he continues, which says to me that the culture in the police departments in our country is that police officers know that they can get away with it. And so if we can add some kind of regulations, tell them that they can't do it through the, I guess you call them, contracts with the police union, we can make some great changes within our cities and within police departments.
I got one more thing I would add. Thank you each for your comments. I would say this, as we handed out today is a bio and a background of each of the 4 appointees. Cross out the name for a second and just look at the credentials of these 4 outstanding people. Look at their accomplishments that they're bringing to the table to serve on these 4 different boards. And if you don't, if you block out every other conversation going on and you just look at the quality of the experience and the background and the accomplishment of these 4 people, I think they would be for 4 individuals who would serve well on any board in this region and will make a dramatic difference on the 4 boards that they're being appointed to, and should be enthusiastically approved and accepted by our board. But I look forward to that discussion in the coming days. But again, look at the quality of the accomplishment that each of these 4 people, and it's humbling, and I'm very excited. And it also shows what this community is capable of. That there are a lot of really great people in our community, and let's not lose sight of that as we go forward. Reverend Williams he was being too humble in his response. I think there's something he's going to bring to the Crime Commission is alignment. I think he will ask tough questions, which lead to thoughtful, deep discussions. And I think there's actually, in some cases, questions that need to be asked publicly that lead to an understanding and a closing of a gap of understanding around what's actually happening. But where there's gaps and where there is a shortcoming, I think that what I've observed out of each of the 4 individuals to my right and left is a willingness to find solutions. And that is really exciting to me at this time. And I think their contributions will live on a lot longer than me as chairman. So I'm very humbled that they've said yes, and I look forward to the conversations in the coming days and weeks. Any other questions?
Will their appointments go before the board this week or 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, so the process with the county board is we put on for a first reading new appointments, and they automatically set the layover for 2 weeks unless the county board would suspend the rules and take action immediately. I would say with the number of appointments that we are bringing, likely that it would lay over for 2 weeks, which is standard practice, and then an official vote in 2 weeks from this Thursday. But they will be on the revised board agenda that'll go out today. They will be in for a first reading Thursday, and then if no action is taken, and likely it will not be, it'd be up for a vote in 2 weeks. Any other discussion or comments? All right, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.